this. Good morning, everybody. It's Miss Sinclair. It is Friday, March 26th. For those of you that are at home, everybody at school wants to say, hey. Hey. All right. We're going to do this lesson together. This is a part 2 retake of yesterday with a twist. So here's what we're going to do first. We're going to draw a cross right in the middle so I can make 4 boxes. That's going to help us manage our space. And we're going to solve the first question right here in this first box. That says 3 plus g equals 15. We're going to start out with something easy peasy. To get g all by itself, I have to get rid of 3. How do I get rid of 3, Derek? Minus 3 to both sides. And thank you for saying both sides. Exactly right. Minus 3 and minus 3 to both sides. Draw a line under it. Now we're going to subtract. 3 minus 3 is 0, so those cancel out. I don't have questions right now, Caleb. I'll get to you in 1 second. 3 minus 3 cancels out to make 0, so I got g left all by itself. And 15 minus 3, Caleb?
It's 12.
Is 12. That's exactly right. Please circle that as your answer. Now, like I said, that was our easy one, right? Now I'm going to show you some fun stuff with a twist. So down here, let's do the second problem. It says 30 is greater than 2 times d. 30 is greater than 2 times d. To get d by itself, I got to get rid of times by 2. How do I get rid of times by 2, Taylor?
Divide by 2 on both sides.
I love you said both sides. Divide by 2 on both sides. Remember, fractions are division problems. So now I got this fraction that equals 1 whole, right? So I have 1d left over there all by itself. And then I've got 30 divided by 2. What's half of 30? Peyton? 15. So here's the twist. So that looks like everything else, right? Pretty normal. Okay, here's the twisty part. In algebra, they always like the letter first and the number second. But I've got an inequality. No, I'm not asking for an answer right now. I want you to think. I'm just asking for thinking. 15 is greater than my answer. What kind of choices could I have for my answer if it has to be less than 15? Dominic.
You could,
What number could it be?
it could be 14 to 1 anywhere.
Anywhere as long as it's less than 15. Does that make sense? Okay, I asked that question because I want you to understand what I'm about to do. You ready to watch? In order to put the letter in the front and the number in the back, I got to flip them over. Guess what's going to happen to that? I have to turn that around because my answers are less than 15. So if you ever switch these in an inequality, the sign switches. And that shows us why we know we had to switch the sign, because the numbers have to be less than 15. Make sense? Okay, we're going to do another twisty one right here. Here's the third problem. This is probably the hardest one of the packet. And you're going to have one like this in your assignment, so watch this one real carefully. This looks like all the other ones except that they put the variable in the denominator. Usually it's f over something, like m over 3 or x over 10. But because they put the variable in the denominator, we have one extra step. But you do it just like you do if it was a number. So let me ask you this question. What is the opposite of divide by f? Olivia. We're going to times by f on both sides. Watch what happens when we do that. Cancel, cancel, right? Here's what's left behind. Now it looks like all the other ones we've done, right? We fixed it by doing that one extra step. So now I got to get f by itself. How do I get rid of times by 5? Parker.
Divide by 5 on both sides.
On both sides. Thanks for saying that. So on both sides, cancel, cancel. That's f. And 15 divided by 5 would be 3. But look at what happens. The f's on the wrong side again. So we're going to switch it. Remember how you do that? Switch it, switch it, switch it. That's the twist today. It doesn't happen when there's equal signs. If the G was over here and the 12 was over here, you could just flip it over. It doesn't matter when it's an equal sign. Okay, here's our last one for this page. 42 is less than or equal to 50 minus m. This is another twisty one. It's kind of fun. There's not one like this on your homework, so don't worry. Okay, so I've got minus m here. I've got 50 here. To get m by itself, I have to get rid of positive 50. Notice the subtraction sign does not belong to the 50, right? It's after. So it's not a negative 50. So if I cover this up, I just have to get rid of 50. How do I do that? Derek. Minus 50 on both sides. Watch what happens. That's what makes this one weird. You still do it the same way, minus 50 on both sides. Cancel, cancel. But look what's left. Minus m is left, so negative m. We've never had that happen before. And what's positive 42 minus 50? Mariana. Negative 8, exactly. Okay, see how twisty this one is? So I want to know what m is. I don't want to know what the opposite of m is. So now I got to figure out, how can I make those both positive? What could I do? I can't just change it, just take them off, right? There has to be a math reason how I can get rid of the negative.
Never mind, because what you said is take it out.
Okay, all right, Dominic.
You would add for 8, negative 8, you would add 16 to that, and it would make 8 positive.
But then that would change this again, wouldn't it? All I want is to get rid of that negative sign. Any ideas? Kaden.
Multiply both sides by 2.
Multiply both sides, but not by 2. How do I get rid of a negative sign? 2 negatives make a positive, right?
Yeah.
What if I do this? Check this out. Times by negative 1, times by negative 1. Don't 2 negatives make a positive?
That's true.
So this is m. This is 8. Uh-oh. The m's not in the front again. Derek? Huh? Flip it. M goes here, 8 goes here, and what happens to this? There you go. There you go, exactly right.
This one's short.
All right. We're going to practice problems on this second page. So I'm going to do this thing again. We're going to skip the first one. So let's practice this one first, because I only want to do 4 on this page. I don't want to do 5. So I just picked one to get rid of. So let's do n minus 12 equals 32. Raise your hand if you can tell me, how can I get n by itself? What do I have to get rid of? Jackson? If I cover up the end, what's left that I got to get rid of? Minus 12. So what's the opposite of minus 12? 12. Exactly right. On both sides. Watch this. Plus 12, plus 12. Good job, Jackson. Okay, here we go. Minus 12 plus 12. Cancel, cancel. N equals, Jackson, what do you do this one for me? 32 plus 12. Everybody's got a calculator. 44 is exactly right. Let's do this one. 17n equals 51. 17n, what kind of math problem is that? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Olivia? Multiply. How do I get rid of times by 17? Tyler? The opposite of times by 17. Divide both sides by 17. Cancel, cancel. Everybody's got a calculator. Mariana? Beautiful. Exactly right. Okay, here's a twisty one. Watch this. Why is that one different? Tell me what you noticed that's different. Ashlyn?
Yeah, it's square.
It's an exponent. What else is different? Thomas? Is that what you were going to say? Derek? N's already by itself, so we don't have to switch anything around, right? We just have to write this. What is 4 to the second power? Derek? 16. Now, if we want the number in front or the letter in front and the number in the back, that's easy because it's an equal sign. Last one of the day. Here we go. N divided by 3. If I want n by itself, I have to get rid of divide by 3. Felicity, how do I do that? The opposite of divide by 3 is times by 3 on both sides. Good job. Cancel, cancel. N's all by itself. James? Beautiful. Okay, here's what we're doing. Put your name up here, please. Name up here. You can use my page, James, here. I have an extra. Put your name up here. Put the cross in the middle so you make 4 sections. And here are the problems that we're going to do for today. 2, 4, 5, and 7. When you're finished, turn it in. When you're finished, go turn it in. I'm sorry?
It's social studies.
You know what it is. You told me this morning. Okay, let's get to it.